Am I the a-hole for refusing to let my dad walk me down the aisle because he cheated on my mom? So, my parents split up a few years ago because my dad cheated on my mom with this younger woman who used to work with him. She was literally around our family before it all went down, so it felt like the ultimate betrayal. After that, everything just fell apart. My mom was absolutely crushed. She had to rebuild her whole life from scratch, and my siblings and I had to watch her fall apart. My dad moved out super fast and got with that woman immediately. They acted like nothing happened, like it was all normal, and we were just supposed to accept it. Fast forward to now, I'm getting married next summer. This is supposed to be the happiest moment of my life, a new beginning, a chance to celebrate with the people who really stood by me. My dad just assumed he would walk me down the aisle. He's been telling relatives how excited he is, how proud he feels, how he can't wait for that father-daughter moment. But honestly, the thought of it makes me sick. I don't think he deserves that moment after everything he did. He broke our family and acted like it was no big deal, and now he wants to show up like the supportive dad? No. I decided I want my uncle to walk me down the aisle instead. He basically stepped up when my dad left. He checked in on my mom all the time, helped us move, came to my big milestones, took me to college visits, all of that. He earned that place in my life way more than my dad ever did. When I told my dad, he completely lost it. He started yelling at me, saying I was punishing him forever, that he deserves a second chance, and that I was being dramatic. His wife, the woman he cheated with, then texted me a long essay calling me selfish and immature, saying I was making the day about the past instead of moving forward. Some family members are on his side too. They keep saying I should forgive him, that I'm holding a grudge for too long, and that it's tradition for the dad to walk the daughter. But to me, that tradition actually means something. It's supposed to be about support, love, and protection, and he completely failed at all of that. My mom and siblings totally support me. They get it, and they've been super understanding. But now the family group chat is on fire, with half of them saying I'm heartless and the other half defending me. I honestly just feel like I'm standing up for myself and protecting my peace. But now I keep second guessing because people keep telling me I'll regret it later, that I'm being petty, and that I should just let it go. So yeah, am I the a-hole for not wanting my dad to walk me down the aisle and choosing my uncle instead? Or am I really being too harsh and holding on to old pain too much? If you feel you must be given away, why don't you honor your mother by having her do the honor? She is the one who did all the hard work without her husband. She stood by you. Why do you need a man to walk you down the aisle? So what if your uncle helped your mother? Your mother did the job. She deserves that recognition, respect, and place of honor. Your dad sounds selfish, and I don't even know if he should be invited after his meltdown and throwing you under the bus. I certainly wouldn't invite the affair partner. In fact, I would have security to keep her and any enablers and troublemakers out. And that includes the father. Perhaps have your mom and uncle both walk you down the aisle. Carefully consider your mom first, and if you can diplomatically find out her true feelings, maybe not even invite your dad to the wedding. You are not the a-hole. Don't even invite him, as he would have brought his new wife with him, and that would have made your mother uncomfortable. Tell those relatives who support him that they don't have to come if they don't want to. Tell him you're giving him the respect to his marriage that he gave your mother, and you don't want to jinx your marriage with that energy. Definitely not the a-hole. But you know who is? Your biological dad and his side partner. And I think it's ironic that the woman who had the affair with the disloyal man, who couldn't remain faithful, says you're selfish and immature. Does she own any mirrors? My Android phone has a very simple feature called Do Not Disturb. It shuts down all texts and phone calls coming in. It's a simple matter to delete a group chat after all the family busybodies have exhausted themselves. I don't read long messages from any text either. For your information, you are not the a-hole. Not the a-hole. He already showed how little respect he has for marriage. I definitely wouldn't let him be part of yours. NTA. Did you even invite your dad to your wedding? If so, why? If you did, revoke his invitation, because I'm willing to bet he'd come and create a big scene when your uncle walks you down the aisle instead of him. You might also tell your dad that he already gave you away the day he left you and your mom to be with his affair partner. He didn't show up for any of your milestones growing up. He wasn't taking on the role of a father to you, so he doesn't get the privilege of expecting to have the fatherly role of escorting you down the aisle. And just block him and his wife. As for those who are backing your dad on this, let them know they can choose not to attend your wedding if they want, but it's your choice. And you chose the man who stood by you and your mom when your biological father never did. Not the a-hole, just because they say it doesn't make it right or true. It's your wedding. Do what makes you feel best. I wouldn't put much stock in the opinion of someone who threw a whole family away. In life, consequences come back to you. Marriage is about commitment, honesty, and loyalty. There is no room for betrayal. Cheaters need not apply. Show your dad you turned out better because of your mom, in spite of his influence. Instead of confronting your dad in front of an audience, why not show some class and choose to walk yourself down the aisle? I'm sorry you can't move past what happened. I'm sorry your dad made a mess of things. It's your day, and you have the right to choose who walks you down the aisle, if anyone at all. I hope you have a beautiful, drama-free wedding. You are not the a-hole. Do you really want his bad cheating influence on your wedding? No thanks. This is typical cheater entitlement, where they implode their family's lives and expect everyone to move on just because they have. Let him live with the consequences of his actions. I would be upset that he got other family members involved too. That is not the behavior of a father. That is the behavior of a bully. I'm sorry this happened to you and your family. Congratulations on your wedding. Forget that. You are not the a-hole. Oh, and create a new family chat, blocking the a-hole dad and his side piece, as well as anyone else that does not bring you joy. Leave the family group message and start a new one with the family members who are supporting you. This is a great suggestion. Also, uninvite anyone who still wants to defend him and question your judgment. It's your wedding, not theirs. Not the a-hole, your feelings are valid, even if family members disagree with them. At the end of the day, it is your once-in-a-lifetime wedding day, and you get to decide what makes you most comfortable. If it is your uncle instead of your dad, so be it. Not the a-hole. I would tell him he gets to sit and watch, period. No +1. He destroyed your family and your peace. He changed his place in your life, not you. Actions have consequences. Sometimes they last for a little while, sometimes for life. If he keeps kicking up a fuss, he gets to watch at home via Zoom. If he continues, then nothing. He gets nothing. Stand your ground. For me, if he walks you down the aisle, you are condoning his cheating. Lady, you do you. If your father turned his back on you, why is it wrong to turn your back on him? Stick to your original plans. This is about you, not him or anyone else. You are not the a-hole. This is your wedding. These relatives who are criticizing you didn't experience what you did. You have the right to invite whomever you please. Some damage simply cannot be repaired. What you will regret later, original poster, is giving in to these awful family members who keep telling you to collude with your dad's dreadful behavior. I expect he thinks that his affair partner will also be coming and sitting at the top table in place of your mother. Stick with your mother and your siblings, let your father have his tantrum. You don't have to put up with him. You are not the a-hole. Tell your father that it is considered unlucky for the bride to be walked down the aisle by a man who cheated on her mom and caused you and your family so much pain. You are not the a-hole. He doesn't deserve anything if he hasn't made amends. Sweeping everything under the rug and acting as if everything is business as usual isn't atonement. It's cowardice. If your father wanted to walk you down the aisle, he should have thought about that before he completely disrespected the institution of marriage and cheated on your mother. He can lie in the bed he made for himself. He is making the day all about him, a behavior that is, unfortunately, not surprising coming from a cheater. If one truly understands the tradition of someone walking you down the aisle and views it in the most positive light, it is supposed to be a person or persons who have stood by you and supported you throughout your life. Someone can only ask for a second chance if they genuinely regret the harm caused by their actions the first time around. Unfortunately, neither your father nor his wife have done this. He doesn't acknowledge the damage he caused to you and your family. It's consistently about him, in my opinion. Choose whoever you wish to be a part of your wedding. Only invite people who will share in your joy. You may need to reconsider their attendance if you foresee them causing any disruption. You are not the a-hole, and you should let them know that they need to accept it or simply not attend. You don't need people celebrating your wedding when they clearly did not respect their own wedding vows. Anyone who has an issue should also stay home and should not expect to be considered your family at future events in your life. He made his choice, and now he has to live with the consequences, just as your mom did without even being asked. Nope, you are not the a-hole. That role is a privilege, not a right, and he completely gave his up. Frankly, it sounds like your uncle earned it. Also, tell his wife to mind her own business. She literally pursued and took a married man. She is the absolute last person who has any right to take any kind of high ground with you. Stand your ground and good luck, original poster. Update me.